Hey, Shama UFC. We're gonna be doing a showcase on Ciryl Gane. He's gonna be fighting Alexander Volkov at UFC 310. Pretty much today. This is gonna be like a late upload. It's pretty much just about Saturday. And this is gonna be a rematch. They fought before. Ciryl Gane came out victorious. I feel like I don't really know how to feel about this fight. I feel like it's a coin flip for the simple fact of we just seen Volkov have like a pretty good resurgence, and he looked almost like invincible against Sergey Pavlovich, which is one of the most dangerous knockout artists we've seen to date, next to Tom Aspinall. So I gotta say, this is definitely gonna be a great fight. When I say it's a coin flip, it just means that both of the people who are fighting have a great chance to beat each other, and those are some of the best fights you'll ever see. You know, sometimes there's some unexpected fights, but this one I think is gonna be very. For the most part, I think it's gonna be on the feet. I think it's gonna be more of a kickboxing fight. Unless Volkov tries to get Gane down to the ground, I doubt he will. Alright, on to the next fight. We do got another John Jones. I believe in this fight, you'll see, I wasn't able to get my rhythm going right away, but as the fight goes on, I try to find the rhythm, find what I can land. For the most part, this is going to be a really good fight for the casual fans too. For the most part, it should be like a striking fight. Should be on the feet, but after we seen what he did to Sergey Spivak, which is another really good wrestler. I mean, he was tossing around Derek Lewis like nothing. He's a very strong wrestler, so if he had the strength to toss around Derek Lewis, I believe he could have gotten Ciryl Gane down. But, he worked the distance, worked the body, lots of body jabs, and just did his thing, and he just made Spivak fold under, not necessarily some pressure, but more like the pace. He couldn't keep the pace like Ciryl Gane could. And that was amazing to see because that was right after he lost to Jones. Everyone said anybody who can wrestle will take out Ciryl Gane. So seeing him face, a heavy wrestler that I believe was coming off the Derrick Lewis win, and I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure, but knowing that, it didn't look good for Gane going into that matchup. That was, I believe, a year ago. In the meantime, he's been filming a show called, I believe, The Cage. I'm not sure. I gotta see. I actually wanted to watch it, and it's out now. It came out like right before Jones's pay-per-view, and it has Jones, Gane. I forget there's someone else. I believe GSP. Not too sure. I'm gonna have to check again. But I'm very looking forward to watching that later on. But this fight's definitely gonna be something special. It was supposed to happen in UFC 308, but unfortunately it got postponed. I was very disappointed in that because this was a fight I was very much interested in. Since UFC 4, like Ciryl Gane's been my favorite pick. So if you guys don't know the story, when I got UFC 4, it was 2 years into his life cycle, and the game got me into UFC, like, because I started using the fighters, and when I would look up videos on them, like for UFC purposes, a lot of documentaries and highlights would come up, and before I knew it, I was tuning in every Saturday to watch, whether it be the pay-per-views, then I started watching all the fight nights. So this is why it's important to have a game representing your sport, because I would have never started watching the UFC as heavily as I do now without the game. This is why Undisputed is very needed. Or another fight night, whatever, whichever game you guys prefer. About Undisputed for the most part, I don't know if I'm going to be playing that until the update. Once the update comes out, I will play it. Should be coming on next Thursday with the Jake Paul pack, but that's a topic for another day. But in this game, he's been one of my favorite picks because of how fleet-footed he is. He has great footwork, fast kicks, great move level teeps. If you're wondering why move levels matter in the game, well, let's say if I have a 5-star teep, right? That means it's going to do more damage. It's going to come out faster. Each level gives you more speed, more damage, and gives you more ability to hit stun. So he has a 5-star jab to the face, I believe so. So like, if you jab someone out punches, it's more likely because it's a 5-star move. know, someone has a 3-star jab, you get less likely to interrupt people's strikes with a jab. For the most part, if you guys are wondering how you intercept people coming in, a great punch is going to be that cross, or like a cross hook, or even just planting and throwing a lead hook. It's really good at interrupting the opponent's rhythm. Lead uppercut's pretty cool too. It catches people off guard. Starting using this fight because most of the time when he got close to me, he was throwing those body knees of Jon Jones. And we're going to knock him down right here. And I thought we were going to get the finish because that was a very damaging strike. We're going to knee him to the body. We block that spinning body kick. But for the most part, with Gane, you definitely want to be using distance. You know, Jon Jones isn't like a powerhouse like Tom, but still getting there when your boxing exchanges though, because you know, if you're just tapping him off an outside and that's the only thing you're doing, and you're not finding a window to land some shots to the face, it's just gonna be terrible as we lay Jon Jones out. And we got Kimbo Slice, rest in peace to the legend himself. But for the most part, with this matchup specifically, you know, there's a lot of power. I mean, regardless of skill level, I wanted to tell you guys this. I play everyone like they're a high-level player. So, if you're working on a style, and then every time you face somebody that you know you're better than, and you don't implement the style, you're gonna create bad habits, you know? Let's say if you tee off to the body too much, right? Against, like, newer players. You might start doing that in competitive fights, you know, just out of habit. So I'd say fight the same way you would fight a Division 20 against everybody. You will definitely become way more of a polished player. And coming from me, I've mainly played cook fight, you know? Do I care about the rank? Not really. I got my Division 20. For most part, everyone I face either tries to block break me in every possible way, or they clinch spam, or a little bit of both, you know? I wouldn't have a problem with block breaking if footwork worked properly. If I was able to really circle out and use my footwork to my advantage, I wouldn't mind that as much. But unfortunately, this game forces boxing. We're gonna get another knockdown right here. We're gonna throw the hook kick. He misses that. We try to get a little head kick counter. He's gonna be throwing stuff along the cage, out of distance, which is never a good thing to do in this game. We're gonna piece him up a little bit. Front kick. That's about it, gentlemen. Hopefully you guys tune in.